think growing up with my mom just surrounds that word. Another thing too that's very healthy for little kids is not shutting down their dreams. My mom never did that. You could tell her, I want to be an astronaut tomorrow. She's gonna be like, girl, go get that suit on. Like, she's very like, let's go buy it. What are your thoughts on like gentle parenting? Because that's becoming more.
I don't believe in that shit.
And
That's a no.
you're raising a human from scratch to make them a functioning member of society. Once they're 18, you're gonna send them out to the world. Yeah, you're gonna hope that they're.
Hell no. No, seriously. This world is not gentle. I feel like a lot of kids are being brought up so weak that when life hits them, they don't know what to do with it.
I feel like that'll drive you. Like, that would drive me insane.
Yeah.
Women are so strong and so, like, how? Like, the sleep deprivation, like, it makes you,
you
can go into psychosis. Like, it's crazy. Like,
the last one, she gave birth on the first.
Oh, my God, that's crazy.
We tend to forget that the reason why we're here is to learn to do better and be better. So know that whatever God sends you, it's what you needed. You might not understand it at that moment, but you needed it. So basically, who wronged me still has power over me. Who wronged me still hurting me if I hold on to it.
It's like, work on yourself and be such a great person that your absence in someone else's life is enough revenge.
Right.
That the opposite of love is not hate, it is indifference.
Right.
This is also, once you become indifferent about somebody, that's simply like you do not care.
I went through so much while you having the best time of your life. And then he was like, well, eventually I end up paying for it. And the one thing I said to him, your pain did not take my pain away.
So yeah, do you think love is really worth the pain that can come with it too?
Let me put it to you this way. Love is the ultimate goal. This is what we were put here to do. In your head, you are trying to block love at all costs. You will never enjoy life truly.
It is like, and I feel like for a lot of girls like me too, like, will think like you don't need it, but like I feel like that would just be like the perfect cherry on top.
That's guys in feminine energy wants to ask, which brings us to no, it's not about that. It's about I care about me. Like, I don't want to sit across someone I do not like over a plate of food. I'll buy my own plate of food. I'll go sit across from someone I like. Hi, my name is Liz, and I'll be your host. Welcome to According to Liz. This is a podcast about my own life experiences and how I view the world. So buckle up and enjoy the ride.
Welcome to According to Liz. Your podcast every week in Spotify, YouTube, and TikTok.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of According to Liz. Thank you for being here. I am so glad that you're here to listen. And today we're going to talk about what is it like to grow up with Liz. And we have Josie here.
Hi, guys. And so I'm so excited to be here.
She's going to talk all about what it was like to be my hour.
Okay, so where should I start? I feel like my mom, like something that we all know, like the three of us, me and my siblings, is that her strongest standpoint has always been compassion. Like, she's a very compassionate woman. So,
well, thank you.
So, I think growing up with my mom just surrounds that word, just compassion. She was very compassionate, very giving. I feel like another thing too that's very healthy for little kids is not shutting down their dreams. My mom never did that. You could tell her, I want to be an astronaut tomorrow. She's gonna be like, girl, go get that suit on. Like, she's very like,
let's go buy it.
Let's go buy it. Let's, you know what I mean? So I think with that, I had a great experience. Like, I hear that because I'm a psych major, so I hear each kid apparently gets a different version of their mother, because obviously, it's a different perspective from different brains, whatever.
Yeah,
but
different personality.
Yeah, exactly. So they have a different perspective with their mother, but mine was 100% like my mom's my best friend. We hang out and talk all the time. I tell her everything.
So stop it. You don't have lie for the people.
I tell you all the time.
I am your best friend.
What's it like having 3 kids?
what will
What was the difference between each one? Like one,
so right.
like the transition.
So for me, it was more about my age as well, that and in my circumstances at each moment. So per se, Jacob and Abby, it was more like I need to be strict. I want to make sure that they are good kids, because
Right. Also, when it's your first kid, you're like, oh, it's my first kid. I need to make sure they're like,
right.
and then it's your second kid. It's like, all right, well, round two, and then by the third, you're like, all right, no, it turned out.
Well, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. Let me explain. So when I had Jacob and Abby, I had Abby so Jacob could have a best friend, right? Because I grew up alone. So I wanted them to be like best friends. They had each other, right? So I was very big on making sure they knew how to like be well behaved and knew how to take care of each other and of themselves, because at that time I felt so alone. I didn't want them to be a burden if I was to ever not be here. Like, I want to make sure they were good kids so they won't be separated. So for me, it was like my biggest thing was like, I want to make sure they're good. I want to make sure they stay together, right? Like, if I was to die, knock on wood, God forbid, then people would want to keep the two of them because they're good kids. You know, it's not like, God dang it, I can only take one. I can only live, right? So that was the one thing. And then when I had you, I felt more supportive, like more supported. I felt like, you know, if something was to happen to me, then I have like family members on your father's side, they would definitely care for you. So the whole, you know, I knew your father would take care of you. So the whole making sure it wasn't as bad. So I was a little more, I wouldn't say loose, but I was a little more, like not so tight with you. And by the time you came along, well, it wasn't that much, but by the time you came, like, you know, I had Jose to back me up if something was to happen. And when I was a little more calm with you, I was also more calm with the other two, because then I had Jose that I knew he would come through for them as well.
What would you say, like, what is your definition of a mother? And what would you, what would you, like, what do you think you've learned and taken from motherhood?
For me, was love.
Okay,
the amount of love. I never felt so loved.
Yeah.
Until I had my kid.
I mean, that's what...
I never loved anything or anyone as much.
A lot of, and that's why mothers are constantly like crying when their baby's born, because they look at it and they always say it's like,
it's overwhelming love.
Dopamine rush, like this amount of love that's like overwhelming. And it's like
overwhelming love.
Oh my goodness. Like I feel so much love in this thing. Like this little baby, like this little creature. So
for me, it's like, I feel like when you fall in love or when you love somebody, you would die for them. When you have kids, you will kill for them.
Right.
That, you know, it's like, it's a whole like, no, like I'm ready for everything and anything for them. So that's, I feel like, was the biggest thing. And you don't know or have anything figured out. At least for me, I didn't have anything figured out. I didn't know what tomorrow was gonna bring.
Oh yeah, and it's a cliche, but a lot of people say like motherhood is the hardest job, and no one can prepare you.
No,
like fully, like no, like no.
You can live out of words.
You want a
mother for each kid.
No,
because the different personalities, like per se. Okay, even to the point of like punishment. Let's say, even to the way you punish the kids, you gotta punish them differently. Because, for instance, let's say you and Jacob. If I was to tell you, Josara, you're going to sleep, no dinner for tonight, you're going to be like, all right. And that's not a punishment to you.
Yeah.
But to Jacob, if I would have told Jacob, you're going to sleep with no dinner tonight, it would be like, Mommy, no.
Right. Jacob's a foodie growing up.
Right. So, like, it will be different. And then, like, if I was to tell Jacob, you're staying in your room.
Oh,
you know?
They'll
be like, oh, okay. No problem.
Yeah, me, I'm bouncing off the wall. It's fine.
Right.
I can't stay put anywhere to this day. I'm 18 years old. I still can't stay
right
anywhere.
So each kid is different. Even how you... And I feel like one of the biggest thing is mothers learning how to deal each kid, like with each kid, like how to maneuver, because at the end of the day, you just want the best for your kids, even if it means they're gonna hate you at the moment, even if it means that they're not gonna, appreciate it at the moment.
Yeah.
It just like you have to be the bad guy when you need to be. And a lot of the times that I disciplined you guys, like I was like heartbroken. I would go to my room and cry, or like, even when the kids yell at you.
Now, what are your thoughts on like gentle parenting? Because that's becoming more.
I don't believe in that shit.
And
That's a no.
I think a gentle parenting to an extent.
No.
I feel like there's certain things that a child needs to to know. Because okay, you're raising a human from scratch to make them a functioning member of society. Once they're 18, you're gonna send them out to the world. Yeah, you're gonna hope that they're have a high functioning. So I think that certain things like stealing, if your child is stealing, if they're hitting, if they're biting, like things like that need correction, I feel like, okay, like, yeah, you can spank them here and there. But I feel like little things like, oh, they make a mess or they maybe drop a bottle or something and it shatters everywhere. Like, that's something that can need more gentle parenting. And, you can teach them to understand why you can't play in the kitchen and why these things are bad and whatever. But, yeah, I think that it could be 50-50. And I think that when you do hit your kid, it doesn't have to be a full beating. It could be like a 1-2, like, smack here and there. Like,
I believe hit them good one time and they don't have to hit them again for the same reason. I also don't believe in gentle parenting.
I am my mom gentle parented me, and I think I'm because you were more so disciplined. Like you were disciplining Abby and Jacob a lot more. I feel like
right because that's what I felt like I was able to be a little more easy.
Yeah, you definitely.
But also remember, different kids. You would listen. You was a very easy.
I was
very easy. You was all by yourself.
You were on this.
You wasn't tag teaming me with your brother, right? Right.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like
and by the cameraman, he's
yeah, and that was another thing in the beginning. I had to be the mom and the dad and the provider for Jacob and Abby.
Right.
So it was a lot more on my plate. But like I said, I felt that I needed to make sure they were gonna be good kids. Like I couldn't fuck up. I couldn't give myself the lead weight or like I couldn't take the chance of, not making sure that they were gonna be good kids, well-behaved kids, right? But with gentle parenting, I feel like hell no. No, seriously. This world is not gentle. I feel like a lot of kids are being brought up so weak that when life hits them, they don't know what to do with it. And I feel like there's no strength. There's no one behind you telling you, oh, good job. Oh, high five. Oh, you are awesome every damn day. And it's okay when they younger, but then they come out into the world and the world will eat them alive. And I feel like a lot of the mental health that are happening has a lot to do with that. Because I see it, it's like you didn't tough them up. If they fall, you didn't tell them, get up, come on, let's go. It's okay,
I think this is so funny because my dynamic with my parents is that my dad was a lot more half tough skin. Like F them. Doesn't matter. Like, oh, like they did that to you. How about you go and level up? Like, that's how you gotta get back. But my mom was more of the, like, babying, the sense where she'll be like, oh, you fell. Come here. Come to mom. Like, she'll be very, like super cuddly and super just like, it's okay. So with me, I didn't have the same mom Abby and Jacob had. Because they had to get up, stop crying, I'll give you a reason to cry. I know, but wait, crying. That's what I had. So
I know you got a lot of nurturing.
Yeah.
So they did too. They got a lot of nurturing. It was more like I have your father to be tough on you.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't
need both. Yeah, exactly. As you said, you had to be mom and a dad.
With Jacob and Abby as well. It was like when he came into the picture, it was like, okay, now I'm somebody to back me up. So I didn't have to keep being that way. But nevertheless, if you didn't do your homework, you got a beating.
That's
You got
true.
a beating for lying too. I hate liars.
I hate a liar now.
Yeah.
I do hate a liar.
So
There's nothing more infuriating.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not telling anybody out there to go beat on your kids. That's not that. This is what worked for me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying how I see it, and like how I did it. But I'm telling you, a lot of these damn kids need a beating. They really do.
No, I mean, yeah, some kids, I'm not gonna lie, like everybody's been in public before. They've seen like a bad kid and you're like, bro, like
Right.
bad. He doesn't have to be a bad kid, but like, a kid that's out of control. Not well behaved. Seen not well behaved, exactly like you're in public.
Mothers cannot even go anywhere.
Know how to control yourself.
Man, they're like,
But once again, their mothers aren't teaching them emotional control. Like you can't expect a 3-year-old, they've only been alive on this earth for 3 years, to understand how to navigate their emotions and how to, understand that, okay, this is something I want really bad. If mom is saying, no, I can't have it, that's that. You have to listen. They're feeling, I want this really bad. Like they're just gonna outlash and tantrums, but it's because their mother's not explaining to them, like, like how to control these emotions, how, like, you need to maybe work harder, do something good to get a toy. You don't just get it to be, like, you know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's just like my, sorry, what?
Nah,
You're just listening.
it's like in my head, I'm like, yeah, no.
But I was a tantrum kid, so
You also got popped in the butt for it.
got
too.
fucked. Yeah, so
Yeah, so yeah, if you wasn't out here having a heart attack.
dude, I actually saw a video recently on TikTok, and it was like this mom recording her nights with her newborn, and oh my goodness, she put the baby down to bed around they sleep all day, so it's really, I think she said she started at like 10 o'clock at night. She was like, all right, like the baby, we're putting it down. Let's see how long she lasts. This poor mother is waking up every hour. She had she literally was checking in the video, and it was like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., waking up every hour. And in the comments, it was like, yeah, this is like the worst stage. Like you kind of forget about it, but it was brutal. Like, and it's like that for at least 3 months straight. And I feel like that'll drive you, like that would drive me insane.
Yeah.
Women are so strong and so, like, like the sleep deprivation, like it makes you, can go into psychosis. Like it's crazy. Like, and then a lot of women experience postpartum, and this also can play an effect to it because your baby is crying every hour and waking you up for 3 months straight. You don't get a solid night of sleep, right?
No.
Then it goes up to 6 months.
I was about to say,
But
it's longer than
if you
that.
had a good baby, you'll be good after 3. But usually,
Yeah.
it isn't until 6 months that they sleep at night. And I always
Wake up
like,
to eat.
how do you do that? How do you? And I feel like they don't give long enough time for maternity leave because it's like, and if you have work and then you have, and I just feel like that to me is like, what was it that like? What was your experience with that? But there's people with like 6 kids, so it's like, how bad?
Yeah, I'm not gonna
But the
lie,
love is
I did.
overpowering. I guess.
Nowadays. My grandmother, she had 15.
It's like, how do you do that
I have no idea.
every single time?
The last one she gave birth on the horse.
Oh my God, that's crazy. That's the story.
He was,
I kind of want to hear
like,
it. What's the story?
yeah. So she was on a horse on her way to give birth, right? Because there was like a storm, so the midwife couldn't come to her.
Mhm.
So she's like in labor, and now she has to go to the midwife. So she's on a horse, going to the midwife.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
like only back in the days, right?
Yeah.
So she's on the horse to go to the midwife, and the baby started coming out while she's on the horse.
What did she do with it?
She had to like grab it and get off the horse.
Was there anyone else with her, like helping guide the horse?
No, she was all by herself.
Who was
Yeah, my grandfather.
on a horse?
Yeah, my grandfather was in another property they had. They had like a lot of land. Yeah, this lady, until she basically gave birth, the baby started coming out while she was on the
What a
horse.
story.
Got down, and finally, yeah,
That is crazy.
isn't it?
That is crazy. Have you ever told the story how you?
That's the power of women.
Have you ever told the story you bit a nipple off?
First of all,
We're not
gonna
talk about
how I. Okay, so this is what
We
happened.
might have to. Liv's kind of badass. According to Liz, growing up with her, according to Liz, you fight back.
So first, this all you have to. So I'm the mother that would like want to beat up on other people's kid if they mess with my kids.
I have a story after.
Like truly. But so when I was younger, I was like probably must have been like I don't know,
like 9 or you were
or 9. You're right. It was
you were like 9.
I was like 9. And so I was like 3 years ahead because I was super smart. Believe it or not, I was super smart. So I was 3 years ahead. So all the kids, on top of the fact that I was very scrawny, so all the kids that were in my classroom, they were way bigger than me. And this particular girl was on steroids. Like, I swear, she looked like a grown man. Like, she must have been like 200 pounds when I was 9. So she was probably like 11, and she was thick. So she used to bully me. So when I was younger, I had super long hair, and my grandmother used to do 5 little buns. So it's like 1 in the middle, 2 and 2, right? So
man, 2 knots. Right?
Yeah. So every day I would go home, and my hair was a mess, right? And my grandmother used to be like, "Wait a minute, what's going on? What's happening? Why are you coming home with your hair a mess? Every day I send you to school and your hair looks good, and you come back and your hair is a hot mess." So I'm like, well, I didn't want to say anything because I was scared of the girl. So I had this little cousin. Oh my God, he was such a snitch. I think that's why I popped. Who was it? Was it Jacob or Abby?
Probably me. I was a snitch.
Probably you for being a snitch.
I was a big snitch. Yeah. So my siblings hated me. That was terrible.
So anyways, there's my little cousin, and he sees that the girl's pulling on my hair and throwing my book back on the floor. And I'm picking up my book back, and I'm going, and I'm going home. And so he goes and tells my grandmother. And that lady, I swear, I love that lady. So she goes to me, Raida, come over here. Let me talk to you real quick.
That's when you know shit's getting real.
Raida. Oh, shit. So she like, then grabs the bell. And she goes, you see this? She goes, I heard you letting somebody bully you around. She said, tomorrow, I'm going to watch. She said, and either you handle her or I'll handle you. And I'm looking at my grandmother, and I'm like, oh, my God, there is nothing. Can beat me as bad as my grandmother, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, yep, it's going down. So
it's going down.
It's the same happens, right?
Yeah.
It's time to get out, to go home. And I'm like, oh, there's a park right in front of the school. So I will have to come out the school, go through the park, and then turn the corner so I could go to my grandmother's house, right? It wasn't far, probably like 2 blocks away, right? So that day, I get out the school. I see that little witch waiting for me.
A little witch.
The park. And I'm like, oh, crap, here we go again, right?
This story never gets old to me.
Yeah.
I love hearing it.
So I'm looking at her, and I'm nervous, and I'm sweating because I know what's going to happen. And then shit got real when I look across the street. There's my grandmother, just this, and
giving you a to side eye.
Yeah, she has the bell in her hand. Yeah, and I was like, yep. This is it, Liz. Like, this is it. You gotta buckle up. So here comes the girl, start bullying me, pulling my hair, and I'm trying. It's
road landing.
like 45 pounds. So I'm telling you, I'm trying. And she is whipping my ass because now I'm fighting back. I never fought back before.
Like, oh, so you think
you think you're big and
yeah, you think you're bad.
But in my head, I'm like, I'm the girl. I'm just trying to live tonight because
I see my girl on the corner of my eye.
So then, I finally get close to her. And I said, if I could get closer, because she's like so big, she's like, rocking.
You're like, right, go.
To get close enough to her, I'm going to beat the shit out of her. I don't care what it is. My eyes are closed. And I got, And I get close enough to bite her. I didn't know what I was biting. But
My goodness. Yes. He's very.
I beat her until I couldn't anymore. The teachers had to come and take me off as they pulling me off. I taste a gush of blood. So I'm thinking, I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding.
The gush of blood.
Gush of blood. When they finally, she's like, she's a donkey. She bit me.
Did you go to a donkey?
And she's
Stop.
screaming.
No.
I finally opened my eyes. There's
blood, like,
all
yeah.
over her shirt.
Oh,
And it's
oh my God. There is someone walking around on this earth.
and I'm like, I don't know what was happening.
That's a degrading moment.
so so now everybody's like, oh my God, she crazy. She
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. So now the other students are like, what is going on? Oh my God, she bites. She bites. My grandmother comes and she's like, hell yeah, she bites. Mess with her again and you see what happens.
Yeah, she bites. Yeah, she a donkey.
So then the crazy thing about it was all the way into like I was there until I was like, then I was 11, like, so another 2 years. For 2 years I had to endure people saying, careful, don't sit next to her, she bites.
Oh,
yeah,
like you got the cheese touch. Like they're running away.
she bites.
Yeah, no.
But I tell you what, nobody ever bullied me again.
That should have been locked up for that one. That was crazy.
Yeah,
No, honestly, she had to come in.
yeah, she did have to come in,
Yeah.
but yeah, she's a grown. And you know what's crazy? Like a while back, after like so many years, right? I kind of connected with her a little bit through Facebook.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
And you know what she said? She's like, you know, you left me with no nipple. Like I have one nipple missing.
The rest of my life. And hey, God.
She said breastfeeding was hard. Promise you though.
Oh, not the children.
Yeah, children. Yeah.
Oh.
So she has one nipple missing, a whole nipple missing.
You know, I really,
Yeah.
it makes, but
Yeah.
I had it coming.
And then
That, she was crazy though.
yeah.
And it was either that or
Figure out that her my holiday. I was coming for her. I don't care. I'm like,
it was coming.
yeah.
Nip.
yeah, it was not gonna be me and my grandma. No, not for sure. That's for sure. But yeah, that happened, and then after that, I don't understand when it happened, but I started being a fighter.
Yeah, you have a few fight stories in your.
Yeah, I try not to. I try not to
You
though.
know, these days you're so much more calm.
Yeah,
Like,
I have been working.
you got to get that fire back though, because I feel like you're someone that's like, listen, I shouldn't say it because like then people are gonna like, but she's someone that's very easily like taken advantage. Like, it's easy to take advantage of you. Like if somebody wanted to, like, and like you're just too passive. You're very like whatever. And it's not like she's dumb. Like she will notice that you're taking advantage of. She'll notice that you're taking advantage of her, but she'll just let it slide because she's just that person. It's like, you know what, like, oh, like you just stole $80 from her. It's like, you know, you probably need it more than I do. Like,
Right.
probably like, and she's just very forgiving, and so I think that
I feel like that comes from compassion. So 2 years ago, you know, I went through something and then I decided to work on myself. And I feel like people would do to you, people can only give you what they have. Meaning, if all they have is anger, that's what they're going to give you.
Yeah.
If all they have is hurt, that's what they're going to give you. And I feel like I'm more in that state of like, remove yourself. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still a work in progress, you know? It will,
of course,
yeah.
I feel like it's
my kids will make me pop off.
Change it.
Like, I think I'm going to die and my kids will always be the ones that will make me pop off. That the only thing, like I'm in a space right now that the only thing that will make me pop off, it has to do with my kids. But I am trying. I feel like we tend to forget that the reason why we're here is to learn to do better and be better. And so I feel like if if someone hurts me, then I feel like I need to forgive and remove myself. I'm not saying stay in the situation. I'm not saying allowing them to keep doing it to me, although many cases I still do. But definitely, I want to move forward as more like, if I was compassionate before, I wanted to do even more. I want to be even more or more forgiving.
In the end, like you leave you leave your mark on this world as like a person who aged with grace and beauty, because like I feel like you said, like you've learned so much over the years, and you said like these past 2 years especially, like as you get older, the more you realize like you learn more self-control, more emotional control about things. Like you said, like there's just things that aren't going to make you like pop off and react unless it's like your kids. And that's a very healthy standpoint to get into, because stress, man, people don't even realize how much stress affects our lives. And getting yourself into situations like that and wasting your energy on situations like that is stressful. It's going to just stress you out when it's uncalled for.
To me,
So I think
it's more like, so what people do to me is their karma. What I do to them, or how I react is theirs. It's mine, So, and also I feel like it's true what they say, hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
And I also know that whatever God sends you, it's what you needed. You might not understand it at that moment, but you needed it.
Also, too, there's a song called "Biking" by Frank Ocean, and one of the lyrics is "God gave you what you could handle, like He gives you what you can handle."
Right.
And I think that's just such like a true bar, a true lie. So there's certain things that other people in this world go through. I'm like, yeah, no, if I went through that, I would. Well, like I wouldn't be able to. Like I'm not strong enough, and God knows that. And God knows that I am not. I don't got the strength.
I feel like like God is like parents when they discipline you, or when they tell you don't go there, or don't do this, or don't climb there. It's for a reason. And like I feel like a lot of times, when people hurt us, or when situations happen in our life, we don't understand it, and we think, oh, this is terrible. Or for instance, when I was being mistreated at my old job, I couldn't understand why, if I worked so hard, I was being mistreated. And then I saw God was making me uncomfortable, so I could leave because I had something better.
I'm a believer that like everything happens for a reason.
Right, and it's so true. And it's like a lot of situations or things that I've been through, like struggling as a child, made me a stronger woman that I needed to be, so I could keep my kids. So the blessing God gave me was much bigger.
Even if you don't see, like you might see like something like exactly like something that happened to you years ago.
Yeah.
You now are realizing like, wow, all these decades later, like you're like,
yeah, I needed that.
I experienced that. And it might take years later, like down the line for you to notice and realize that some things in life you'll never understand why it had to happen. But everything happens for a reason. Like it's my favorite quote.
We also need to know that we are always cared for and provided for.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, God will always make a way. If you hold on tight, God would always make a way. I mean, I feel like I'm spoiled by God, like in the universe. Like I'm very spoiled by God and the universe. I have seen miracles in my life that I cannot explain to you.
What, countless times. You're also a very just lucky person. Like, it's just like a lot of, like, some people are like, oh, where do you want me to pull the money out of my ass? Like, huh? Like, my mom, it's that, actually, mom, like, pull it out of your ass. Like, but something about money in her, money, she will always have money. Like, even she can't be dirt poor, cheap, 1 penny in her bank account. Somehow, somewhere, we having steak for dinner. What? Why are we having steak for dinner tonight, mom? You got 2 cents in your account. No, like, she will, anything. Like, that's, like, the craziest thing to me. Like, pull it out of your ass. I know you got it somewhere.
Like Dominicans, like, con los pelos del culo.
Like that. Literally, Like, my mom, that's, like, one of the most, like, time and time again growing up, that's something that I've always noticed. Like,
you know what's crazy? I became so trustful of God and the universe. I don't even check my bank account, or I don't even question how it's gonna happen. Like I'm like, okay,
we go into different dimensions. I'm such a big, like, different, like, quantum shifting. Realities. Like, I am such a big believer in that. That's a whole different topic. That's, like, very...
Well, I definitely believe in that. I definitely, for sure.
There's definitely versions of us living all at once, like, simultaneously all at once. Like, together. Like, there is a version of us that is famous. There's a version of us that is dirt poor. There is a version of us that is a billionaire. You know what I mean? It's about tapping into different.
Oh, I'm trying to jump to that one. Yeah,
No, but yeah, like if you guys ever seen the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, amazing film. Like, and it's basically what I'm saying. Like how she was shown that like you like life is what you want it to be. Truly, like it's just about tapping into that like energy, and I guess into that. Well, it's not easy to do. You can't just be like, yeah, no.
I mean, but you know how everything starts.
But
everything
that's like what
starts with yourself trying to do better. Because if you are
you have to build a frequency too,
right? Like if you are angry, if you are resentful, if those are all low vibration energy, and that holds you back. And that is why I forgive, because I don't want to hold on to that anger and that way you down, and that sadness and you know, or being vengeful, because then that holds me back, and so it does not allow me to manifest. So basically, who wronged me still has power over me. Who wronged me still hurting me if I hold on to it. So that's why it's for me, I feel like it's better for me to let it go. Because let me tell you, Libras, I'm a Libra. So Libras, we vengeful.
Yeah.
And when we are vengeful, we start thinking about it. And it's like in our head, like, how do I get back to the person? And so I learned that you better off letting it go.
And I've also learned to let it go. I think because like obviously you were older when I was younger versus like, younger Jake and after younger, you already had these like rules and like this mindset kind of setting in place.
Yeah.
You just let things go. So I think I learned that from you, because I'm very quick to leave. Like leave before I'm left, always. Like so and just in any relationship, like in friends and whatever. And I think that the point is it's slipping my mind. Oh my gosh, this cannot be happening. Wait, just saying. It was going on about
you were saying
I'm a Libra and forgiving people, right?
Yes. And how growing up I was more forgiving already, and so you were like,
oh, and I learned that like that to be vengeful, like I just don't even think I have that energy anymore. Like it's very like vengeful. I think it's like work on yourself and be such a great person that your absence in someone else's life is enough revenge. Right. Like I think focusing on yourself and being just like top tier and vibrating that, like, you know, everybody wants to be around someone that's a happy person, that's like a good person that, you know, wants to be around that energy that makes them feel talkative and like just, you know, fun to be around. So I think as long as you know, make yourself that person that people want to be around, when someone fucks up in your life, sorry, that's a little, but when someone like messes up, you cut them off and you simply just remove yourself from that alone. They're going to be like, wow, like I've had friends before too. Like I had one friend that I cut off, and then we became friends again. And she told me, she was just like, I felt so like that, the guilt of what I did. And like the fact that you didn't even react or do anything else that was like crazy other than just, I don't want this friendship anymore. Like she was like, that to me spoke like volumes. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. So now you see like I feel like you said, just forgiving and moving on and going on with your life. That's the biggest revenge. Yeah. The biggest look back you'll ever get on anybody.
You know, for me, I feel like I have that switch where I go low, like I go dark, and I just want to like.
I think everyone does. Everyone has that darker.
Yeah. Like so for me, it's like I don't want to give you that.
Heart attack.
I don't want to give you that. I don't want to give you that from me. I much rather let you go, let you be. But it's crazy because I would let you go, let you be, and not wish you no harm, not mess with you, not trying to get revenge. But I don't forget. Let me explain. Like, I don't think I could see you as a friend again like I did before or prior of this disconnect.
That's how I feel about like trust. Like I feel like once you break my trust, there's no way and be able to go back to how we were from
right. But I'm gonna keep my distance from you.
That's why also too, cheating. When someone cheats in a relationship,
right?
It's done. The relationship's done. You're never gonna trust them.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like they betrayed your trust. Like maybe just work it out as friends. But I don't think you'll ever be able to trust you. I mean, of course there's people that do, but it's only in the back of your mind. They come home late, the person you're gonna think of is, are they out? Like even if they're not, it's just because it's scar tissue that they're pushing on. You know what I mean? Like pain from before and things that they did. Or where they did it before, once again, they could do it again. Like that paranoia. would drive me insane.
A lot of people don't understand. Well, a lot of guys, I feel like with the cheating, they don't understand that they are physically hurting you. Like it physically hurts. So I feel like they view it as a different thing than how we view it, like how it makes us feel. But that's something, another topic, right? Because that's a lot of layers to like unpack.
Yeah, that is a lot.
That is a lot of layers to unpack. It's a lot to do with like how people are raised or how they brought up, and point of views. But yeah, for me, I much rather disconnect, and I cannot be a hypocrite. So if somebody is mean and evil or have done me wrong and they doing good, I'm not going to be happy. So I'd rather not see it. Like, because I feel like you should not have that. You should not be happy when you're such a beep or you such a, so for me, since I don't want to be fake, I just rather remove myself to where I don't even want to look at their social media. I don't want to know anything about their life.
Always useless. The opposite of love is not hate, it is indifference.
Right.
This is also, once you become indifferent about somebody, that's simply like you do not care.
Right.
And you've reached that point with, it's facts. Like you just don't.
Right. And then another thing is, so I there was a person that hurt me, and we were talking, and he was like, do you ever remember how happy we were? And then, and I was like, to be honest, what happened to me after was so traumatic and terrifying that no, I do not wish those days.
I don't miss you, actually.
I miss those days at all.
Yeah.
And I said, I went through so much while you having the best time of your life. And then he was like, well, eventually I end up paying for it. And the one thing I said to him, your pain did not take my pain away. So like if somebody hurts me, I don't enjoy them going through stuff. I don't get happy when other people hurt you. Because that would have nothing to do, like that wouldn't, it just doesn't make me feel good about what happened to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like what you lost, don't give me back what I lost. You know what I mean? So that's something too. It's like, I don't take enjoyment on like, and you know what's crazy? If somebody that hurt me needs my help, and I can,
always been,
I will help with them. Yeah. But I will help from like a point of view of like, it's somebody who needs help, not the person that hurt me. Now I got to help. I don't look at it that way. I look at it like, okay, if anybody needs help and I can, I will.
This is kind of going back to the last topic of how you were saying like, you don't think like men realize how much it is like to be broken up with like it's weird, like feel it. Do you think that love is like really, because I grew up with my mom being a hopeless romantic, very like still, yeah. Do you think love is really worth the pain that can come with it too? Because like you said, like you're like, no, I don't miss you. Actually, that was like the worst pain of my life. Like I physically felt sick, I physically felt ill, like about the whole situation. So
love on a specific person or love in general?
I think,
or both.
Loves in a relationship, like with a specific person, and romantic love. Do you think that that's...
So there's different levels to this. There's different connections. Like
right.
There's connections that they will always be in your heart. And I don't care what nobody says. You could move on. You could find better.
I think my generation too, sorry, not to get you off. My generation too, very big on like no love, no relationships. Like no, F that. Like no, like it's F peeps get money. Like you know what I mean? Super no. Just like hook up culture kind of.
Yeah. So there's different connections, right?
Kind of within our
right. So there's different connections. There's connections there. I believe in soulmates and I believe in twin flames, right? So there's different connections. But I feel like, let me put it to you this way. Love is the ultimate like goal. This is what we were put here to do. and love in all forms. You need to learn love, like genuine love. Let me put it to you this way. So, a sugar daddy, right? Because this is your generation. So a sugar daddy falls in love with this girl, right?
Yeah.
And she does not like him. She does not want to be with him.
Right.
She's
There's
using
the money.
it for the money, right? When those two people are having sex, who do you think is enjoying it more?
Obviously the guy.
Exactly. And why? Because he is in love. He gets to be with the person he loves. She has to be with the dude that she
Yes,
doesn't have.
you're right.
You know what I mean? So love, it's worth everything. Like, yes, it's not the same. You could be broke. Like, I have been broke.
But because you had
But because I was
in utter love,
someone was in love with me, it didn't matter.
like a struggle. You
It
just like
didn't
were
matter
struggling.
that the bear had the metal things
Right.
sticking at us.
You were happy and you
So yes, love is the ultimate thing, and yes, we should believe in it, and yes, it is real, and yes, yes, you could find it. I feel that it has to be with a state of mind. If in your head you are trying to block love at all costs, you will never enjoy life truly. You will never understand the meaning of life truly, because the meaning of life is love.
yeah, and I
Ultimately,
me too. Like my whole life, I've been a very like independent. I feel like person, but when it came to relationships, like I'm not big into dating and stuff. I've literally only had one boyfriend, you know this, but I think that it's just I feel like you feel secure in yourself and you're like, yeah, I don't need a man to make me happy. I don't need a man to feel fulfilled and to really like love life fully. And I still don't think I really do to feel fulfilled, but I do think that it is fulfilling. Like love is something that
let me ask you a question.
is like, you know, and I feel like for a lot of girls like me too, like will think like you don't need it, but like I feel like that would just be like the perfect cherry on top. Yeah, a perfect life. What you would think. Like
Best love
what's
comes from wanting
I
it,
can't
not
speak for everyone, but yeah.
the best love comes from
wanting it, you know,
from wanting that
and
that person
I
that
think dating
share
should be
life
more-
with you.
yeah, dating too should be more of a, you know, like we're bringing my life and your life together, and what can you bring to the table, and what am I bringing to the table? You know what I mean? Like it's not just
We are the table.
we are.
We are the table.
It's like what do
Women's
you
are the
add?
table,
Like
but that's not.
you're an add-on into my life. I don't need you. Like you said, it's a want. Like it's when you want someone, I want to add you to my life. I don't need you to do that.
Right.
I don't. I feel
So yeah, no, women are the table. We are also the pickers.
you pick it.
Yes, we are. Like that's something that it's been lost and confused in translation. Guys, that's guys in feminine energy wants to ask, which brings to the table. No, it's not about that. It's about like feeling. Like what happened to like just generally feel good when you're with that person? Whatever happened with somebody connecting with you mentally and emotionally and spiritually so deep that you just want to be around them, you know? So and I don't understand why is that something that is just lost. And you know, I don't see me having sex with somebody unless I love them. I don't see myself wanting to be with someone and spend time with them unless I love them. Just for money, then I'm the one cheating myself. Because again, there's nothing worse than spending time with people you don't want to spend time with.
Yeah. Yeah, that is because okay, when I feel like going away to college, that's something that I've been very like much so focusing on, not giving my energy and time to people that I just don't think deserve it. I just don't want to be around you. So I'm just not going to. And I'm a big like I've grown up a people pleaser where I'm like I have to do that, I have to do that. Like I need to be liked. I need to make sure I'm not offending anybody, or I want to make sure people are okay around me. I make everyone comfortable. But it's like no. If you do not like somebody, if you feel drained constantly after you're hanging out with them, like your energy genuinely feels drained, stop putting yourself, choose yourself, put yourself first. Stop putting yourself in this position to, I don't know, just be just to feel like an energy vampire. Like you're around these people that you don't even like.
They are energy
And
vampires.
you're being a disservice to yourself. You're not really honoring yourself. You're not
Well,
being
you have to
true to yourself because you're
You gotta protect your energy.
hanging out.
You should always
think our phonies,
but
it makes you one too.
right, still keeping yourself. For me, I don't have time, and I don't like you. I don't see where.
I just don't have the time. I took my day to hang around people I don't like.
My food is better.
And it's what a waste in life, honestly. What a waste of your time.
Yeah.
It really is like such a, and I just recently started like learning that.
Listen, it's either a hell yeah or absolutely not for me.
Yeah. Just you're one or the other, no in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
about you.
just feel like, you know, I don't need to hang out with people over a free plate of food. Like, you know how there's girls that they go out with guys, like, oh, because he's paying for dinner. Like, that is so low to me. Like,
Really? I
that
think
is so low. So,
if you wanna,
why? Because I could buy my own damn dinner and I could go and eat it with people I like
that's
friends.
like, so you thought,
So like for say sometimes girls,
oh, like if they don't like,
no,
it,
it's just
and I
myself
was,
have
yeah, they're letting him.
dating or
That's
even
yeah,
getting
that's
to
to
know.
know because like you're just leading them on, like,
But it's
like they're buying it, like 'cause
again,
they
it has
to have
nothing
a
to do
chance
with
and
a
you-
guy. I don't even care about that. I care about me. Like I don't want to sit across someone I do not like over a plate of food. I'll buy my own plate of food. I'll go sit across from someone that I like. It doesn't have to be a guy. It could be my best friend. It could be my sister. It could be my cousin. It could be someone I genuinely like. I could buy my own plate of food instead of going out with guys that I have no interest. Like,
Yeah.
it's just crazy to me. Like, I do not want to be around anyone that I'm not interested on. Friendships, relationships, anything. And it's so crazy. Even in my business, if I don't feel good around a certain client, I would rather not make that money. I'm really in that state of mind. Like I'm trying to protect my energy to the point where I much rather not make that money than be around someone I generally don't want to be around.
Right.
And so I feel like we need to be more conscious about that too. It's like about our energy and who gets it in every aspect of our lives.
Every aspect, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to, like, if I'm not into a guy, I don't even want you to breathe on me. Truly.
This might be this is a topic changer, but did you hear that Euphoria season 3 isn't coming out until I graduate?
What?
Yeah. I'm a sophomore in college right now for reference, so it's not.
Why so long?
It's just, and now that Angus Cloud passed away, oh, rest his soul, man. Literally, I actually teared up. That hurt me. That actually really, that like shot to the heart, man.
Yeah.
That was really bad.
Yeah, I cried.
That, like, oh my goodness. And the only thing that was replaying, like, and everyone was making edits of it now too, is like the Stand By Me scene with him and Lexi, and Lexi's like crying because she finally like loves poor Lexi. I'm not gonna go. I'm about to go into like a whole analysis of the show, but let's not. But yeah, isn't that crazy?
That is so crazy.
And there's also like a writers ban. Did you hear about that?
No.
People are protesting that writers aren't getting paid enough. For what? Oh, credit. Sorry, credit. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Well, and that sucks.
That sucks. Well,
but yeah, everybody. So in conclusion, protect your energy.
Protect your energy, right?
Protect
That
your
was ignorance.
And
sorry, guys, but protect your energy, protect your peace,
and also be kind.
Be kind. Be compassionate.
Be compassionate, because we don't know.
Learn that from Lizz.
The other person's story.
Yeah,
we all have a story. And,
right. Yeah,
and there's always a reason why we behave the way we do.
100%.
And if it just takes that one person to be kind to change someone's mood.
Yeah,
you know.
I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
No, thank you so much for being here with us.
So that's fun. I want to be on next episode.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Hope you please like, share, follow, subscribe. Yeah, definitely subscribe.
Comment.
Let us know how
Let us know your favorite parts, your fun
yeah, and any other
the nipple
topics,
story.
right? The
That-
nipple, right?
but-
Is that the highlight?
That's
Let us know if that's your highlight.
it.
So, all right then. Good night. Bye.
Cute. That's fun.